The diminished chord is a very interesting chord in the sense that it always acts as the leading chord. As opposed to a minor or major or seventh chord, which could be chords that you can arrive to and end the song at that point, the diminished chord always asks you to keep moving. Don't stay there, but take me somewhere else. And it's used a great deal as a leading chord. Let's look at a few examples. In songs, for example, let's take the song It Could Happen to You. I'm in the key of E flat. And look how the diminishes keep moving you around the song. That's a diminish, taking you to here. Another diminish, taking you to here. So you have this chord, the major chord, the one, using a diminished chord as a lead note, to here. This diminish brings you to here. Let's take the song Strike Up the Band. That's the one. That's the diminish. And the song moves on to the next key, to the key of E flat. That's the one. The diminished. So the diminished led you to the next chord. Let's take, for example, let's see we're in the key of D minor. And we use a diminish to take us back to D minor. So you hear the diminish keeps moving you somewhere else. In all the instances that I played, the diminish acted as part of a dominant chord, and we will talk about that. Sometimes the diminish has comes from a different source, and it uses as like the one diminish into the one major. For example, the song Tenderly. The song starts on the one. If you want to create a pretty movement, and what I did is I played the E flat diminish to the E flat major. So here I inserted the diminish as a leading chord to the one, but the actual one diminish. E flat diminish brings you the E flat major. So let's look at the structure of the diminish, understand it, and then see how it relates to the seventh chord and what we could do with that. So let's see what the diminish is made out of. If we take C diminish, the diminished chord is a C. We have the tonic, the flat 3, which is E flat, the flat 5, which is G flat, and the 6, which is A. C, E flat, G flat, A. Sometimes this is called diminished 7. I think mostly in classical theory, because in classical theory the diminished is considered the triad, and the 4-note chord is considered diminished 7. If you hear diminished 7 or diminished, for us it's the same thing. We can choose to use the 4 notes or less than that if we want to. But in any event, the 4 notes are included. Now what typifies the diminish is that the distance between each one of those notes is exactly the same. It's a minor third. 1.5 steps. Between this and this is 1.5 step. Between this one and this one is 1.5 step. Between this one and this one is 1.5 step. And between A and C is also 1.5 step. So what you end up with is a cycle of minor thirds. C to E flat, E flat to G flat, G flat to A, and A to C. So no matter which note you start on, and if you go in minor thirds, you'll end up with the same notes. In other words, C diminish, and E flat diminish, and G flat diminish, and A diminish are one and the same. Now it doesn't matter which one you're going to start with, you're going to end up with the same 4 notes. So if you play one of those diminishes, you're playing all 4 of those diminishes. So inverting a diminish it gives you the next one. And it doesn't matter which one you call it. Sometimes in the context of things, you might call it one name or the other, but it really doesn't matter. They're all the same chord. So the C diminish is 4 diminishes. There are 12 notes in music. So if you take 12 and you divide it by 4, you end up with 3. So there are only 3 different kinds of diminishes. C diminish, then D flat diminish. We're going to go up in minor thirds from D flat diminish. We're going to get E, G, B flat, and back to D flat, and then D diminish. D, F, A flat, B, and D. So these diminishes are the only three diminishes that there are. C diminished, D flat diminished, or D diminished. Or you can call it E flat diminished, E diminished, or F diminished, and so on and so forth. As you see, as you climb up chromatically, C, D flat, D, then it's E flat, E, F, they're all one and the same. You should see them as one family. When you try to learn the diminishes, you want to learn C diminished and you want to immediately think of E flat, G flat, and A. If somebody says D flat diminished, you want to think of E, G, and B flat. Like they're family, like they're related to each other, because they are. And you always use them in the same context.